Hello friends, welcome back to Sojanya's English class. And in today's class we are going to learn about one of the types of non-finite verbs. Those are gerunds. Other two are infinitives and participles. And in today's class we will learn more about gerund and gerund phrase. So without any delay, let us start today's session. This is our topic, gerund and gerund phrase. So gerunds are ing form of verbs which act as nouns. Do you remember the other two non-finites? Participles and infinitives. Okay. So gerunds are ing form of verbs which act as nouns. They are also called as verbal nouns for the same reason. Though they look like verbs, they act as nouns. For that reason, they are also called as verbal nouns. The six primary uses of gerund are a subject, as a subject, as a direct object, as a subject complement, as an object complement, as an object of the preposition, and an object of a possessive. And what is the difference between a gerund and a gerund phrase? Let us see. A gerund is an ing form of verb that acts as a noun, a single word, okay, which has an ing and that acts as a noun, that is called as a gerund. Example, dancing relaxes him. Okay, so here dance plus ing which is acting as a noun. And a gerund phrase is a gerund plus other words. For example, dancing in the school competition is his goal. So here gerund dancing plus in the school competition is his goal. That is a prepositional phrase. Okay. So entire thing is called as a gerund phrase. Gerund plus other words. First of all, let's learn how to identify a gerund. Here, many students face difficulty. They don't understand what is a present participle or what is a gerund, and they get confused in the usage as well. First of all, let us learn how to identify it. There are some clues by following which we can easily identify a gerund. Okay, let us see what are they. Like a noun, we can replace a gerund or a gerund phrase with this, that, something and someone. So these are the clue words. You can replace the gerund with this, that, something or someone. What does it mean? Wherever you see a gerund, you try to replace that gerund with this, that, something or someone. If you get the sentence correctly, like if it has a subject, a verb and an object and it makes sense, then it is a gerund. If it doesn't make sense, then it is a present participle. You have to be very careful about this. This is a simple trick. You can follow this. It can be preceded by articles a, an and the. Even that is also a clue for us. But every sentence may not have these articles. If at all you see an ing word preceded by a, an and the, you can blindly take it as a gerund, because gerund is nothing but a noun, ing noun. Okay. It can be preceded by prepositions. What are prepositions? In, on, of, for, about, across, all these are prepositions. If a gerund is preceded by a preposition, then it is a gerund. That ing is a gerund form, not a present participle. You can take it for granted. It is modified by an adjective but not an adverb. See, present participle is an adjective. It can be modified by an adverb. But here, gerund is not an adjective. Gerund is a noun. So it is modified only by an adjective. If you see any adjective before a gerund, then you can blindly take it as gerund. It can't be a present participle, because present participle can't be modified by another adjective. Now let us see gerund as a subject. Let us see one example sentence. Singing is her hobby. So here singing is her hobby. Singing is a gerund which is acting as a subject here. And then singing can be replaced by this, that or something. So we have to keep these clue words in mind, this, that, or something. If you can replace a gerund with any of these, then that is a gerund. It is not a present participle. Hope you have understood this clue. And then look at the example. Walking is good for health. So replace walking with this, that, or something. Something is good for health. You can easily identify a gerund, right? Jogging in the morning makes us fit and energetic. So see here, it is walking is a gerund here, but jogging in the morning, this entire thing is a phrase, gerund phrase. Jogging in the morning acts as subject. Something makes us fit and energetic. Okay, blindly we have to apply this trick unless and until we are familiar with the usage of gerund. Okay, it won't take more than a second to identify a gerund from present participle. And then look at one more example. Running marathon is my favorite exercise. So here, running marathon, this entire gerund phrase, it acts as a subject. Now let us see gerund as a direct object. What is a direct object, by the way? A direct object is the object of the verb, but not the preposition. Please try to understand the difference. Direct object is nothing but the object of the predicate verb in the sentence. Okay. For example, Reena likes singing. So here, what is the finite verb? Likes. Okay. So Reena likes singing. Likes is our finite verb. Reena likes what? Singing. Okay. So here, if you apply that technique, replace singing with something. Reena likes something. Then it makes sense, right? That singing can be gerund only. It can't be a present participle. Hope you are able to follow this lesson. And likes what? Reena likes what? Singing. Likes is a finite verb here. So it has an object. So singing serves as an object of the finite verb likes here. Okay. Even that way also you can check, and it proves that it is a gerund. Look at one more example. Reena's friends admire her singing. Reena's friends admire what? Her singing. Okay, so her singing is a gerund phrase here. Replace her singing with something. Reena's friends admire something. It makes sense. So it is a gerund phrase. Okay. Admire what? In that way you can question whether to check whether it is a direct object or not. Admire is our finite verb here. Admire what? Her singing. Okay, in that way also it proves that it is a gerund phrase. Gerund as a subject complement. Subject complement is also called as a predicate nominative or predicate adjective as well, if it includes an adjective. Okay, let us see what it is. A subject complement always follows a linking verb. Linking verb is nothing but these words, be forms, is, am, are, was, and were. Okay, so subject complement always follows a linking verb, and you can easily identify. It can be a word or a phrase as well. It can be a word like a noun or pronoun in a sentence, or it can be a phrase like adjective phrase or a noun phrase as well. Okay, so these are our clues to identify a gerund in the sentence. Whether it is acting as a predicate nominative or not, we have to identify. Let us look at one example. Sarah's favorite hobby is reading. Sarah's favorite hobby is reading. Do you see this is over here? Is nothing but a linking verb. Sarah's favorite hobby is what? Reading. So it answers the question, is what? So linking verb needs some object over here to justify that. Okay, that particular Sarah's favorite hobby is reading. Now reading is what? Sarah's favorite hobby. In that way it is modifying the subject Sarah over here. Okay, so subject complement always modifies the subject. You have to keep this in mind. Okay, and predicate nominative, in the sense here our predicate is only finite verb that is present in this sentence is, and reading is called as predicate nominative. Is what? reading. Whichever word answers this is what, then it becomes its nominative. Is it clear so far? Replace reading with something. As usual, let us check whether it is a gerund or a present participle. Replace reading with something. Sarah's favorite hobby is something. Yes, of course, it makes sense. So it is comfortably a gerund. We can make out. Now, reading gerund acts as subject complement over here. Let us see one more example. Is this a linking verb? As I have already told you, linking verbs are nothing but be forms. Is, am, are, was, were. Okay. Look at one more example. Sarah's favorite hobby is reading by the riverside. Now here we have so many words after is. Reading by the riverside. So in our definitions we have seen that gerund phrase is nothing but a gerund plus any other words followed by it. Okay, so here reading by the riverside is our gerund phrase. Okay, Sarah's favorite hobby is what? Is something. What is that? Reading by the riverside. Reading by the riverside is a gerund phrase. Entire phrase acts as a subject complement. Is what? Reading by the riverside. Now let us see gerund as an object complement. So subject complement is something which modifies subject, whereas object complement modifies object. Okay, it is quite simple. It gives more information about object in the sentence. Now let us see one example. I saw John dancing. Okay, so here I is the subject, saw is the finite verb, John is the object. Here also we can put a full stop. I saw John. Even that also makes sense. Okay, it is a complete sentence. We don't need any other information to complete this, but I am saying it with some intention. I want to add more information about our object John. What was he doing? He was dancing. While dancing, I saw John. That's what I mean. Okay, so here this dancing acts as the object complement. It is adding more information about our object John. Here dance plus ing, dancing, which acts as object complement. Object is John over here. Dancing is modifying John, that is object. One more example. I saw Lena riding a scooter. I subject, saw verb, and Lena object. Okay, what was she doing when I saw her? She was riding a scooter. While Lena was riding a scooter, I happened to see her. Okay, so riding a scooter over here acts as a gerund phrase. Okay, which is modifying object Lena. Okay, in that way gerund is acting as a object complement in this particular sentence. One more example. I heard mom talking over her phone. So here subject is I, finite verb is heard, object is mom. What was she doing when I heard her talking over her phone? Okay, so this entire phrase talking over her phone is a gerund phrase which is modifying the object mom. Okay, gerund as an object of a preposition. This is often mistaken as the object of the verb. Some people think that it is a direct object. Okay, whereas object of prepositions are never direct objects, they are indirect objects. Let us see. The object of a preposition always follows a preposition like in, on, about, of, for, across, above, over. Okay, example. Reena has always been interested in singing. Reena has always been interested in, this is our preposition. Here sing plus ing, again a gerund or a present participle, we don't know. Let us check. Let us check how to. Singing is the object of in over here. It is acting as the object of this preposition in. It is acting as the object of preposition in over here. Reena has always been interested in something. Okay, we will get the answer that this singing is nothing but a gerund. It is not a present participle because it can be replaced by something. Singing is the object of in preposition over here. Look at the one more example. Friends admire Reena for her singing. Friends admire Reena. For is our preposition. her singing. This is our gerund phrase. Okay, gerund phrase. So here entire gerund phrase her singing acts as the object of the preposition for. Okay, her singing gerund phrase is the object of preposition for. One more example. People started talking about Reena's singing. People started talking. About is the preposition. Reena's singing is our gerund phrase. Okay, people started talking about something. In that way also we can check whether it is a gerund or a present participle. Every time you apply that same rule, try to replace it with this, that or something. If you get the answer, it's okay, then it is gerund. If something is wrong with the sentence, then it may be present participle. Reena's singing is the object of the preposition about over here. Gerund as the object of a possessive. These are either possessives of nouns. We all know possessives, right? Apostrophe S for noun. And for example, Reena's, John's, Lina's, mom's, doctor's. Okay, do you see these apostrophes? Apostrophes. Okay, these are our possessive forms of nouns. Okay, it is always denoted with this apostrophe S. Okay, and gerund as the object of possessive. What is this? Even possessives also have objects. Let us find out. And then or possessive adjectives as well. Do you know what are possessive adjectives? Let us see. My, his, her, our, your, their, etc. Okay, beware, there is a difference between possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are mine, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs, like that. Okay, and don't get confused, be very careful with the usage. Look at the example. I like mom's cooking. So here I is the subject, like is the finite verb, mom is the object here, but what sort of object? It is a possessive. Okay, apostrophe S you can see here. I like mom's what? Cooking. Okay, so here this cooking gerund is acting as the object of the possessive, this apostrophe S. Hope you have understood. Cooking, object of mom's over here, object of possessive word mom's. One more example. I admire Reena's melodious singing. I admire what? Reena's apostrophe you can see here, melodious singing. Reena's melodious singing. This melodious singing is our gerund phrase here. I admire Reena's something. That is what is our blind rule. Okay, Reena's melodious singing. So here melodious singing is acting as the object of Reena's possessive noun over here. Do you understand? In that way also we can identify a gerund as the object of a possessive. And here melodious is the adjective modifying singing. As a rule I have already told you how to identify a gerund. Gerund is always modified. If at all any modifier is there in the sentence, if it is an adjective, then it is a gerund, because gerunds are nothing but nouns. They are always modified by adjectives but not adverbs. You have to be very careful about this. Whereas present participles can be modified by adverbs. So if at all you see any adjective modifying any ing, that ing is nothing but a gerund. This is a simple quiz for you, very easy to answer. Complete the sentences with appropriate gerunds and gerund phrases. He is fond of dash, and clue words are wander alone. Second sentence, dash is his hobby. Again clue words are wander alone. His cousin saw him dash on a countryside. He loves dash. His favorite pastime is dash. His relatives talk a lot about his dash. Okay, try to identify the gerunds as per their purpose as well. So that's all for today, guys. I hope this lesson had helped you in understanding gerund and gerund phrase. Meet you soon with infinitives lesson. In the meanwhile, stay home, stay safe. Bye for now, guys. Thank you so much for being with me.